Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakha, Chodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to sincere Ak. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, la Bachayaryum, Shal Yasha'Allah, wa Kahalayim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Peace to the election of the nation of Israel, and all praises to the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name, which is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yahweh, of course, who the world ignorantly calls God. Of course, Bahashem meaning in the name, Racha meaning spirit, Kodash is holy, which are in the Paleo Hebrew. Of course, the language that has been returned unto the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Of course, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Zechonium Nawa, our elders, alright? And of course, Shalom wa Chesed, peace wa mercy, La Bachayaryum Shal Yashala, the election of the nation of Israel, which the election consists of the 1/3, 144,000, which are all men, all prophets. Alright. Hanabayayim, alright, the prophets, alright, of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And of course you have the innumerable multitude, of course, which are all, of course, men, women, and children. Alright, Slakia, not all, but, well, it is all, but men, women, and children, which are not prophets, alright, which are going to believe in the words of the prophets, which the prophets only speak the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, alright? That's the election who's going to be delivered. 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be destroyed in a coming destruction, alright? Shemyah Amafba, my name is Amafba. Mayan Great Millstone from the Great Millstone Plaintables Camp, located here by Babal, by Ayab or Ayar, I believe that is. Ayar is a city of Philadelphia, Slakia. It's a new Chadash Baryath Debarium, or Debar, or new Hebrew word I'm learning at this time. And I'm gonna, of course, put it into use. Alright, got another lesson through the Kodash, which you have here. Just another addition to a previous lesson which I did. It says Jerusalem's Aquesa mosque catches fire during Notre Dame blaze, which this is the current date, which is April the 17th. This was published, but the current date, yeah, it is the 17th anew. It says while French firefighters were putting out the destructive blaze at the Notre Dame Cathedral, another holistic site, or holistic, which isn't holy, was also up in flames. Jerusalem Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is among the holiest sites in Islam, was built 1,800 years ago, was struck by a blaze while the monumental Catholic Church was devastated with fire. And you have our line, which has been parted by, of course, these Edomites. Alright, and you have, of course, Yashima Allah, or Ishmael, or so-called Arabs, and you have the Amalekites, alright, which are, of course, Edomites, alright, head tribe of Edom. Okay, they are in our land, occupying it, and of course, you know, they are wicked. Alright, it goes on, it says the fire has started, and the Marwana Prayer Hall, also known as Solomon's Stables, part of some compound as Aqsa Mosque in the Dome of Rock. Fortunately, the firemen of the Islamic Waqf department were able to control the fire, or the ash, before any harm was done. Or was done to the individuals, that is, Slakia, or the prayer halls. While the cause remained unknown, sources claim that the ash could have been ignited accidentally by children who were near the prayer hall at the time. All right, you got just some of the wee images here. Then they of course showing any. Let me see if this wee image or video, all right, has some of the scene. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty. If you can make it out, I can't really see it. I just see a bunch of smoke. All right. So anyway, the Lord, of course, is bringing down, of course, what judgments, and of course, All right, of the camp. Actually, the head of the camp, Ash, of our camp, the Bach had actually sent a actual article, which I will get, which it says here, the end of April, a time of human sacrifice. All right, or human, which is you got human, and you got sacrifice. So zabak. All right, zabak is the Hebrew word for sacrifice. And you have to, of course, take this into thought. All right, that's of course these Edomites are at work. All right, doing these various sacrifices onto their gods. All right, which they serve, the spiritual demon Satan and all these other idols and such. All right, it says, why do we often witness tragedy and senseless deaths, or mawathim, mawath being death in Hebrew, or die? It says, during the second half of April, the list of violent events that occurred during the time period is simply staggering. Here are some of them. Okay, and you have here, you have Waco massacre. You have, of course, Oklahoma City bombing. All right, this is in April, all in April. All right, this was both on the 19th to 20th. The Columbine High School massacre, which would put or murdered about 13 people and 21 injured. I must note it as well is that they have recently there was this woman, Florida woman, which is 18, has been considered armed and extremely dangerous by the FBI. It has here, infatuated with Columbine, found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound near a base of Mount Evans. All right. It says here that a Florida woman, whose presence in Colorado triggered hundreds of schools to close, was found dead of self-inflicted gunshot wound of the trail of the base Mount Evans. All right, near Clear Creek. It says Ambers, who saw pictures of the Pace body, said Pace was wearing camouflage pants or trousers and a black shirt, with which authorities had released as part of a description on a Tuesday. She was dead when law enforcement officials found her. It says Paris was found alone with a shotgun and a shotgun was found nearby. Let me see what other bits they got. It says that one search source told Denver Post that Pace has been spotted running naked through the woods, but Albers could not confirm that report. It says here that she definitely did. It was a self-inflicted wound, said the source. Right? And you kind of believe anything they say. They just, of course, put this all out, but what do you know, It says Paris shot herself in the face, making it difficult to confirm her identity. They did discover the identification card near the body. And, that's basically it. So, just going into some of these, things you have here also. Peru's ex-president kills himself after police arrive to arrest him in bribery scandal. All right. Former Peruvian President Alan Garcia has died after shooting himself as police waited Wednesday to arrest him over corruption allegations. These all-day things could be, of course, just set up just to cover up the various forms of sacrifices which the so-called white man, all right, is into doing. As we're going into this week article, you had here Boston Marathon explosions, 3 killed, 107 injured. It said the fertilizer plant explosion. All right, this was on the 18th, 2013. These range all the way back to 93. It says there was many other violent occurrences that happened during the time period. In fact, CNN published the article of 2011 titled "What Is It About?" mid-April, that violence in America. All right, or really, I will say violence. Period. But going on, I'm just gonna skip a bit and get various information to just bring out my pequadium or precepts. It says is it all a coincidence? It says, for those in the know, there are no such thing as coincidence, and that's a true statement. It says in 2011, I wrote an article about the death of bin Laden announced between April the 30th and May the 1st. It says, see why the death of the man behind 9/11 was announced on May the 1st. It says in the article, I briefly described the ritualistic significance on May 1st, or May Day, and its relation to the god that is still important for the occult elite Baal, which is just Satan, Shaitan. Right? It says the cult of Baal never disappeared. And, you could go into the scriptures. It says in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says about there's nothing new under the sun. All right, that's in Ecclesiastes 1:9. All right, in the Bible. I'm just going to continue on. It says throughout many centuries and across many civilizations, the second half of April has always been a time of Eith, which time in Hebrew, of blood sacrifice, was the Bach, right? The worship of Baal took many names, Enlil, Molech, and spread across several civilizations. Being a sun god, a god of fertility, rituals celebrating Baal took place at the venereal equinox, or time of birth, and often involved human sacrifice. It says that the cult of Baal celebrated annually his death and resurrection as part of the Canaanite, which is Hamites, all right, which Ham go back to the so-called Africans. Fertility rituals. These ceremonies often included human sacrifices and temple prostitution. All right, so now I will go into some scriptures really quick. Well, hold up. Let me read some more. It says, although the observance of these rituals are sometimes condemned by religious movements, it never disappeared. The religion of the god of Baal was widely accepted among ancient Jews. They were going off. And although it was put down at times, it never permanently stamped out. All right. So, I'll go into some of the scriptures real quick just to, just bring out some edification. This is the book of Jeremiah. All right, this is going to be chapter 5 and 7. It says, how shall I pardon thee for this, that thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods, when I had fed them to the full, They then committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses. Okay. Goes on and it says there as fed horses in the morning, every one night after every neighbor's life. You know, you of course had, you know, various, like you say, these harlot houses. You got, you know, the harlot houses. You have it, of course, these modern day churches and such. But you go into it, you know, various places of worship and such. You know, which you had it that, you know, our people in the past would try to, of course, worship in secret, you know, and such, and do these various sacrifices and such in valleys and such, which, you know, I may get to in this wee lesson. It says, shall I not visit for these things, said Yahweh, and shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? You know, because you go back, of course, into the law, which you get that in Exodus, the 20th chapter. Let me see if I can just get it. It says, of course, that we are to worship Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai and put no gods before him. All right, no other god. You know, believe in no other god, etc., etc. All right, let me see if I can get it. Exodus, the 20th chapter. Chawash, or quick, in a hurry. This is Exodus 20 and 1. It says and God spake, all right, all these words saying, all right, which in Hebrew it says wa ya dabar, all right, or wa he, and it says words, or we got spake right here. It says Allah Hayim, all right, the powers, all right. Now I was just going into it. It says here, I am Yahweh thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Matazarium, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt not have any other gods before me. All right, so we're not supposed to, of course, have any other gods before us. All right, now you have it, of course, you know, as it was mentioned, you know, in this, let me see, not this, let me see, Slack here. In this, article about how, you know, these some of our people, you know, went into idolatry, okay, and, you know, worship and did sacrifices to Baal, all right, Molech, you know, Shaitan, okay. Yeah, you have it here. It says here that kings and other royalty of the 10 biblical tribes worship the god. Basically, you can go into all the tribes, 12. It says the ordinary people ardently worship the sun god because of the prosperity dependent on the productivity of their crops and livestock. The god's images were erected on many buildings. This all is, of course, going off. All right, because, you know, you go back Exodus 20 and verse 4. It says, thou shalt not make any graven image or any likeness or anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the heaven. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. Right, this is how you do it. You, of course, when you reverence these things and worship them, all right, these idols, okay. There's nothing wrong, of course, with, of course, making images, but when you, of course, you go in, of course, to these various idols, and you, of course, reverencing them and stuff, you know, this is the bow down yourselves, all right, which, you know, I'll just go into it real quick. Bow, which you have it here. Bow, you got Shekha Baha Baryath in the Hebrew. It just means to bow down, prostrate themselves, right? Worship before God and worship. Yeah, worship false gods and such before false gods. That's, of course, something we're not supposed to do. All right. Going on, it says, For I, Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous God. It says, our jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me. You know, Yahweh only want us to, Yahweh Bashim Ashai want me to, of course, want us to worship him. Or them, actually, Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. Alright? And you have it where, you know, the punishment, you know, you got, this goes into reincarnation, but I'm not going to go into that right now at this time. Alright? And let's bring up some more information, and then get some more scriptures. You know, this is just in the spirit. It says here that the gods' images were erected on many buildings within the religion. There appeared to be numerous priests and various class of devotees. During the ceremonies, they wore appropriate robes. The ceremony included burning incense and offering burnt sacrifices, occasionally consisting of human victims, and officiating priests dance around the altars, or mazabak yum, or mazabak being an altar. All right. Chanting frantically and cutting themselves with knives, inspired intention and compassion of the God. All right, this is wickedness. All right, you know, I'll go real quick to some of the wee scriptures which I have. This is going to be the book of Jeremiah. And I will start at 32 and 32. It says, because of all the evil of the children of Israel and all of the children of Judah, so the both northern and southern kingdom, which have done to provoke me to anger, they, their kings, their princes, their priests. All right, so you got Malachiam, you got, of course, Shariam. All right, you got Kahan, all right, priests. Okay, you can just all check this all in the Hebrew. All right, just to make sure for priests. 1 second. Yeah, Kahan, that's right. Slakia. So going further, it says, in their prophets, or Nabiayim, it says, in the men of Judah, Yehoiada, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. It says, and they have turned unto me the back and not the face, though I taught them, rising up early, teaching them, yet they have not hearkened to receive instruction. But they set their abominations in the house, which is called by my name, to defile it, and they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, all right, to cause their sons to and their daughters to pass through the fire unto Molech, devil, right, Shaitan, which I commanded them not. Neither came it into my mind that they should do this abomination to cause Judah to sin. All right, so you have it here, you know, this lowland. All right, which you go into the what this did this mention that valley of Hinnom, but you go into that, you know, and we see I was going into a wee bit of the study real quick just to get some wee bit of information. This off this wee study guide I have here, which it's under off it's on this David Guzik. All right, so you got Jeremiah 7. You know, some of this, you know, you could go into these and they have way good bits. You know, you of course gotta use the Rekha Kodash, you know, to discern and get the the good stuff out. You know, there can be rubbish in these study guides. They can go off. You know, but going into it, it says here that, where was I at? Verse 6. Or where's like 6? 6. Give me one wee moment. It says here, the valley of the son of Hinnom, it says, or Hinnom, it says, lies south of the temple mount of Jerusalem or Jerusalem. It says it is used as both a garbage dump, which continually smolden fires, and a place of child sacrifice. It says some think that child sacrifice in ancient Canaan and Israel was rare and resorted to only the times in great distress. It's hard to say how common it was, but it was practiced even by kings. As Ahaz, king of Israel, sacrificed his own son in the fire, and this is going off. All right, they got this precept. It says, but he walked. I can go into it real quick. What was it? Kings 16:3. It says, but he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, yea, and made his son pass through the fire according to the abominations of the heathen, whom Yahweh cast out before the children of Israel. And this, of course, is abomination of the heathen. All these different children sacrifice and all that. These are ways of the heathen. You read Jeremiah 10, it tell you in verse 2, it says, thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of Shemayim of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. It says, for the custom of the people are vain, right? So, let's just stop on that. So you're not supposed to learn the way of the heathen, but of course we, going off, being, wicked, and also through us being scattered, we learn the way of these heathens and such. All right. So it says the same thing happened to Manasseh's day when children were sacrificed to the gods of Canaan. Canaan, as I said, Canaan is a Hamitic, or from Ham, so-called African tribe. And you have it where that's would be, I believe, Canaan is so-called South Africans, if I'm not mistaken. All right. It says here, this is the precept. It says, and he made his son pass through the fire, and observed times, and used enchantments, and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards, wicked spirits. And it says he wrought much wickedness in the sight of Yahweh to provoke him to anger. And the Lord isn't he, of course, happy, all right, with, of course, these going after these idols and such, and idolatry, as the so-called white man is into. And some of our people, of course, participate in these various forms of sacrifice, all right, because they are into, of course, going after fame and such, going after, of course, riches on this site and such. And see, I got some more information I was just going into. You got this other thing that happened here, breaking a transport and two-star named as a victim in the Edinburgh shooting attack. That's over in Scotland. All right, you have here, the star. He was a 42-year-old dad who played a gangland kingpin in Doyle in 2. Is filled dead after suffering a serious wound in the head. All right. We got a lot of death that's going on about, and like I say, it can be linked to all various forms of sacrifice and such. All right. You got this under Molech, motive of sacrifice. All right. It says the motive of these sacrifices is not far to seek, is given. Well, this is off the Jewish Encyclopedia. I'm just gonna read what it said. Let me see. Hold up. Give me one bit. Right. It says here. Let me see what it's gonna say. It says the motive of these sacrifices not far to seek, is given in Micah 4:7, I believe. It says, "Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, and the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul, in the midst of the disasters which were befallen the nations? Men felt that there was favor, but that if the favor of Yahweh, they got Tetragrammaton, but it says, which is Yah, they got YHWH, but it's Yahweh. That's the name. It says could be reigned or regained. It is worth any price that they could pay. Their Semitic kindred worship their gods, offering their of children, and it says in desperation the Israelites did the same. Yeah, you got different other tribes, that. Well, really, this is Semitic, or from out of Shem, actually, not Semitic. It's Shemitic. Semitic is made up. Shemitic, all right. Worship their gods, offering their children. That's a way of the heathen, and I believe you go into like Ammon and all of that, and like I said, these different various Canaanite, these Hamitic, Babylonian, that's what they're into, and our people, started to go into their ways and do their things, But as what's written in the scriptures here, it says here, this is going to be the book of 1 Samuel 15 and 22. It says, and I think that's Shemuel Allah, Baha Bariath, which is Samuel in the Hebrew, right? Let me just make sure I check it. Let me see. Shem wa Allah, right? Which Shem is name, wa, and you got Allah, all right? So that's that name with his, or Shem wa, yeah. So Shem, his name, right, and his power, right? Which Allah just means which it means power, Baha Bariath, all right? So Shem makes it name, which means name. Wa makes it, of course, his, all right? That's, of course, the suffix in Allah, all right? So going back, well, just to break it down, but it's not at the end, but it's like it. But anyway, going on, it says here, it says, and Shemuel Allah said, all right, or wa ya Amar, or and he said, all right, Amar is say, right, or said, right, hath Yahweh as a great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying of the Lord Yahweh. Behold, to obey is better than to sacrifice, and to hearken than to the fat of rams. All right, so it's to obey and be obedient is better than, of course, sacrifice. All right, so you supposed to obey the word, which in the word it tell you not to, of course, go to pass through the fire, and as we have mentioned about, offer up to Molech and all these other gods and all that. That's all wickedness and such. All right. But to just close out this lesson, it says here in Wisdom Solomon 13:1, it says, surely vain are all men by nature. It's lucky for, of course, whatever folly was in the background. Of course, you have Shaitan trying to, of course, work through, of course, while working is evil. But it's lucky. It says, surely vain are empty, right? Are all men by nature who are ignorant of the Most High. So-called white man, the Edomites, red Hebrew Edomite, all right? It's Caucasians, all right? They're ignorant of the power. They don't know Yahweh B'Shem Shai. All right, plus you got the 2/3 who don't know Yahweh B'Shem Shai, because, of course, Yahweh B'Shem Shai isn't dealing with them. It says, and could not of the good things that are seen know him that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster. All right. Just want to bring out that precept real quick, and let me see what's going on. This is another one I got, and see what I got. I had some more, but this sacrificing shite is just rubbish. Let me just go back to the article real quick, just to bring out some more information. Right, going on. It says here they got Jeremiah 19 and 15:5. It says they have built the high places of Baal to burn their children in fire, and offering of Baal, something I did not command or mention, nor did it enter my mind. You got that. I'm not sure if that's, of course, in. I gotta check if that's in the King James. I'm gonna just get it real quick. Yeah, it says. Yeah, that's in the King James. Slakia. So it says here, from Babylonian, Assyrian, and Phoenician civilization in the Middle East, their mystery religions come from the same point of origin. The cult of Baal spread to the distant civilizations such as the Celts, all right, who observed Betain rituals, all right. All of these, these old occult religions and such, it go back to, of course, Babylon and just ancient world, antiquity. All right, it's all been here before. It's just being repeated, just being called by all different types of course, names and such. All these different gods are going to be called under different names and such. All right. It says today's occult elite still observe these rites, but one of the major differences, they are carried out on unexpected civilians and spread across the world through mass media, fed and amplified by fear of trauma of masses. These mega rituals are seen by all, but only celebrated by occult elite more than ever, which are dealing with black magic. All right, and that's why, of course, it tell you in the scriptures, hide us from the secret counsel of the wicked. That's in Psalm 64 chapter. It says here that human sacrifice is required, and many of the occult dates needs to contain the following elements, each one of the exaggerated of the highest possible degree. It says trauma, stress, mental anguish, sheer terror. It says the final act of drama should be by destruction of ash or fire, by a fire, preferably conflagration, which I can, of course, look it up right now, which it says extensive fire that destroyed a great deal of land or property. All right, which you had that over there in the Notre Dame, or what's in Paris or whatever, that church, all right, cathedral that got burnt down. All right, you're not sure, of course, the people was in there. They just, of course, said that, everybody was evacuated and whatever. What you really know, what actually happened there. Because these people do things in secret, all right, work evil upon their beds, that's all in the scriptures, but for the sake of time, I gotta just, get through this, and, you can look up the precepts on your own. It says people must die as human sacrifices, especially children, since the darkness views younger human sacrifice as most desirable, So it says, of course, not every event occurs during that time period is related to the Illuminati human sacrifices. However, most of the events mentioned above fit right into the mega ritual criteria checklist. If you look carefully, the facts surrounding each one of the events, you might conclude that they were either carried out by government officials or blame mind control pasties. All right, you go into the events which, I went into the Boston bombings and all that other stuff, Columbine and all of that. All right. It says most of these events are cerebrally gratuitous related, are generating even more trauma, causing people to wonder what kind of evil people would do such a thing. Unfortunately, the evil people rule over us and rule us, and that's, of course, true, because, of course, the earth, is given unto the hand of the wicked, which I must get the scripture. That's a truth. All right. That's of ma'amaf, or of truth. All right. Ma means of or from, I believe, in Hebrew. Or ma of, I believe. Slakia. Let's go into spirit. So this is Job. let me see. Or Yawab 9. Let me just. This freaking thing is just so bad. Satan with the blue letter, messing it up. This is Job 9:24. I'm gonna read it. It says, "The earth is given onto the hand of the wicked." All right, the wicked are the Edomites. All right. Go to Malachi. It says here. It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. I'm gonna give you also that Psalms. I gotta get that Psalms real quick as well. Hawash, real quick. Psalms 64, and then I'll see what other bits of information. But this is pretty much the end of this lesson. Got some demonic fucking activity outside the Lothar door. The Lathia. Fucking shaitan. So it says here. Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. These are Edomites. All right. This is the Illuminati. All right. I'm going to go down to verse 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, which is bad times. All right. Encourage. Let's go into that word. Encourage. Baha Baryath is Kazak, or Chazak, which that means, of course, might. All right. Strength. All right. So they strengthen themselves in a right, to strengthen. All right. To harden, to be strong. Right. In an evil matter. So in evil, they're strong and they have might in, because that, of course, that Esau is what? Yahweh Shem Yahushai sword. All right. Harab. All right. So, with death and all that, they're also known as the son of perdition. All right. Edomites, they got these titles. It says here, they commune of lying snares, traps, privily. They say, who shall see them? They search iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of them and the heart is deep. Right. This is, and you go on into it right here. I'm gonna just skip to verse 8. It says, so they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And you have it where a lot of these these conspiracy theorists, as they call them, truthers, they, of course, a lot of them are Edomites too. They're revealing their own people. All right. Being wicked. All right. Being evil. See what I got as well. I think it's the other scripture I quote. It was like Micah 2. I think it was Micah 2. Right. Right, this is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity, which is sin upon sin, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence. In houses they take them away, so they oppress a man even in his house, even a man in his heritage. All right. So you have it that, is destruction. All right, or what's that? Hawaii. All right, Hawaii, or Hawaii. Yeah, so it means destruction to them that devise iniquity, which the so-called white man. All right, which this is Chashab Bahabaria. All right, which it means to think or plan, to calculate or invent. All right. This is what, of course, the so-called white man, he does, all right, with, as you see with these, these various things he do, all right. He, of course, do iniquity, plans things, do wickedness, and just cover it up, Say suicides, all of that. Okay? And it's just sacrifice. Because in conclusion, you have it. They want to what? They want to please their God, which is Shaitan. Alright? And it has to, of course, they have to do wickedness. Alright? They have to do human sacrifice. Alright? To, of course, appease that, of course, demonic entity. So with that, I'm just going to close out. You know, you can read this article. Alright? As it says, the end of April is a time of human sacrifice. Hopefully you're edified. Call Allah, Yim La Yahal, Bashim Ashai, Bashim Kakodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who well. Shalom, La Bachayar, Yom Shal Yasha Allah. Shalom.